Hello, welcome to this video lecture series on gas power cycles presented by myself Ranjit PK, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Global Academy of Technology. In this video lecture, we are going to understand what is a gas turbine, what are the sequence of operations that a gas turbine has, then we look at open and closed cycle, then we look at the efficiency of the ideal Brayton cycle, then what the Brayton cycle in an actual case works on and how it deviates from the ideal case. So let's dive into learning. A gas turbine is a combustion engine that converts any natural gas or any other liquid fuels into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy drives a generator that in turn produces electrical energy. So you have a turbine here for which the fuel is supplied. It could be any form of fuel. This fuel liberates heat. This heat energy is converted into mechanical energy, and this mechanical energy in turn is converted into electrical energy. The gas turbine performance is approximated using a thermodynamic processes, and the cycle is known as Brayton cycle. The two significant parameters here include the pressure ratio and the firing temperature. The pressure ratio is the pressures at which the turbine operates, and the firing temperature is the temperature at which the fuel supply occurs to the system. The industrial gas turbines in the initial stage were designed for stationary applications with lower pressure ratio, similar something about 18:1. And as the improvement happened, the aeroderivative gas turbines, which are lighter in weight and which are compact, which were derived from aircraft jet engines, were developed with higher pressure ratios, typically in the order of 30:1. What is the sequence of operation through which this gas turbine works? So initially the air fuel mixture ignites. The gas turbine here compresses the air and mixes it with the fuel. So there is a compressor here for the system in the gas turbine which compresses the air and it mixes with the fuel which is burnt at extremely high temperature, creating a hot gas. So the compressed air is brought in contact with the fuel, and once these two combine, it liberates heat by combustion. This hot gas spins the turbine blades, so that is the hot air fuel mixture moves through the blades in the turbine, causing them to spin or rotate quickly. Then the spinning blades turn the drive shaft. So what happens? This hot gas these hot gases rotate the drive shaft of the turbine, and this turbine drives the generator, and thus the electricity is produced. In an open cycle, we have three components: the compressor, combustion chamber, and the turbine. The fresh air is compressed in a compressor and supplied to the combustion chamber. The fuel is also supplied to the combustion chamber, and when the fuel comes in contact with the compressed air, there is combustion occurring, and this combustion leads to liberation of hot gases. These hot gases are made to pass through the turbine, and the network is extracted here. The exhaust gases are then let out into the atmosphere. The PV diagram is shown, that of an open cycle here, 1 to 2 being an isentropic compression, 2 to 3 being an isobaric heat addition, and 3 to 4 being isentropic expansion. 4 to 1 is not connected, hence shown in dotted lines, because the exhaust gases are let out to the atmosphere. This is that of an open cycle. In case of a closed cycle, there is a heat exchanger added at the end of the turbine. So what happens is the same process: compressed air is supplied to the heat exchanger. There is fuel also supplied to the combustion chamber, which liberates hot gases. This hot gases is made to pass to the turbine. The turbine blades are made to rotate. The network is extracted. The exhaust is made to pass through a heat exchanger, which takes out the heat, and the cold air is sent back to the compressor again. So you can note the difference here. the open cycle versus the closed cycle. The closed cycle, there is a process 4 to 1. Here in an open cycle, there is no process 4 to 1. This open cycle gas turbine is modeled as a closed gas turbine because generally in practice there is no closed cycle occurring. So almost all gas turbines are open in nature, and this is just modeled using the air standard assumptions as a closed cycle. So what do we do that? We take that process 1 to 2, that is the isentropic compression, 2 to 3 isobaric heat addition, then isentropic expansion 3 to 4, that is the turbine, and 4 to 1 is the heat exchanger. The relevant TS diagram is also shown. We end up taking the efficiency of expression for an Brayton cycle as 1 minus 1 by Rp power gamma minus 1 by gamma, where Rp is the pressure ratio. This expression for efficiency can also be written in terms of the Carnot cycle 1 minus T1 by T2, which is equal to 1 minus P1 by P2 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So, in order to do the derivation of the efficiency of the ideal Brayton cycle, we take the air standard assumptions. These assumptions are used for the air standard cycles as well. That is, the gas in the cylinder is a perfect gas. It obeys all the gas laws and the specific heat is constant. All the processes are internally reversible. The cycle is considered to be closed. Compression and expansion are adiabatic and without any internal friction. Combustion process is replaced by heat addition process, and the exhaust process is replaced by a heat rejection process. And at the end of exhaust, it ensures that the fluid is restored to its original condition. Consider 1 kg of air undergoing the cycle of operation. Q in is equal to Cp into T3 minus T2. Q out, the heat rejected, is Cp into T4 minus T1. The net work done is written in terms of heat supplied minus heat rejected. So Cp into T3 minus T2 minus Cp into T4 minus T1. By taking Cp common, we write Cp into T3 minus T2 minus of T4 minus T1. The efficiency is written as work done by heat supplied, which is Cp into T3 minus T2 minus T4 minus T1 divided by Cp into T3 minus T2. On simplification, we obtain the intermediate expression as 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. Let us call this as equation 1. We now take the process 1 to 2. The governing equation is T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So we are writing or equating temperatures and pressures here. Similarly, for process 3 to 4, T3 by T4 is equal to P3 by P4 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. However, we observe that process 2 to 3 and 4 to 1 are isobaric in nature, which means P2 equals to P3, P4 equals to P1. So the pressures are same. If the pressures are same, the RHS of these equations 2 and 3 become same. So we equate 2 and 3 and write as T2 by T1 is equal to T3 by T4. This equation is rearranged to be written as T4 by T1 is equal to T3 by T2, and we subtract 1 on both the sides. So T4 minus T1 divided by T1 is equal to T3 minus T2 by T2. So rearrangement, T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2 is equal to T1 by T2. From equation 2, we recall T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2 is P1 by P2 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. If P2 by P1 could be defined as pressure ratio, we write T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2 as 1 by Rp power gamma minus 1 by gamma. Now, from equation 1, we had the intermediate expression efficiency 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. Substituting 4 in 1, we obtain efficiency for the ideal Brayton cycle or efficiency of a gas turbine, which is 1 minus 1 divided by Rp power gamma minus 1 by gamma. In terms of compression ratio, if you would like to write this expression, T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2 is equal to T1 by T2, which is expressed in terms of volumes, which is 1 by Rc power gamma minus 1. How did we write this? We have written volumes in terms of the temperatures in terms of the volumes. So the efficiency for the Brayton cycle is also written in terms of compression ratio 1 minus 1 by RC power gamma minus 1, which is same as that of the Otto cycle efficiency. So the efficiency of the Brayton cycle either depends on the compression ratio or the pressure ratio. For a given value of the compression ratio, the Brayton cycle is equally same as that of the compression ratio. If you look at this graph gives the typical pressure ratios that are operated for the gas turbines. As the pressure ratio increases, the efficiency of the Brayton cycle increases. The expressions for optimum pressure ratio is given when we consider maximum work output. So for work to be maximum, the net work to be maximum, we take the maximum pressure ratio, which is given by T3 by T1 power gamma by 2 into gamma minus 1. We also end up calculating the work ratio, which is the ratio of W net by WT. This work ratio accounts for the auxiliary power supply that is occurring in the system and for the compressor work as well. And this value usually rise below 1. When you take the actual Brayton cycle differs from the ideal Brayton cycle for several reasons. The reasons being the friction in the compressor and turbine are not considered in the ideal cycle, whereas there exists some friction in compressor and turbine, and the compressor and turbine do not operate at 100% efficiency. There is also some pressure drop usually associated in the combustion chamber when the fuel and compressed air comes in contact with each other. And the gas flow increase is not accounted in the combustion chamber and the turbine when the mass of the fuel and the air is getting added in the combustion chamber. And we have taken that the specific heat is constant and it does not change, whereas in actual practice the specific heat varies. So this deviation from the actual versus the ideal cycle can be accounted using the isentropic efficiencies of the turbine and the compressor. We are still assuming that the combustion chamber operates at nearly 100% efficiency. Hence, we are not taking the isentropic efficiency of the compressor in picture. Isentropic efficiency of the combustion chamber in picture here. So the isentropic efficiency of the compressor is given by T2 minus T1 divided by T2 dash minus T1, which is the theoretical work by the actual work. And the turbine efficiency complements this. It is the other way around, which is the ratio of actual work divided by the theoretical work, which is eta T is equal to T3 minus T4 dash divided by T3 minus T4. So this is the actual Brayton cycle, which varies from the ideal Brayton cycle. Keep waiting for the video lecture series on this gas turbines to solve numericals on the ideal Brayton cycle and the actual Brayton cycle.